which is a community who comes together every quarter to discuss the latest trends in AI, machine learning, and data science. But this event is really, really special because this is the first Women in AI event. Now, for those of you who don't know what's Women in AI, Women in AI is a nonprofit that started in France with members over 88 countries. Only today I heard somebody from Bahrain joined them. So you name a country and they have events next week in Melbourne and South Africa. So it's a worldwide phenomenon. So it keeps me abreast of not just what's happening in the United States, but throughout the world. So the mission of this nonprofit is to bring diversity to the table because diversity impacts society at large. So for those of you who are curious, please go to womeninai.co and join. They have a very, very active Slack channel. They have speaking engagements, they have conferences, they have job opportunities. So this is the first what we call Women in AI Talk. Why talk? The next thing I want to talk a little bit is about me and my company. I run a small boutique machine learning data science company which helps financial services and healthcare organizations to implement machine learning models. And I want to give a big shout out to Mike Jenkins here from J6 Labs, who sponsored this beautiful, beautiful location, some healthy snacks and wine, because I've never done wine before at my events. So, Mike, thanks so much. We want to talk a little bit about J6 Labs.
Yeah, so thanks everybody for coming. I'm Mike Jenkins. I run J6 Labs. We're also a boutique consulting firm. We're actually located right here in this office. We love sponsoring events, especially around interesting topics like AI and machine learning and just the impact that it's having in the space. What we do at J6, pretty much lean into everything digital, from strategy to building innovative products and rapid prototyping, kind of end-to-end across digital. So we're happy to sponsor the event tonight. Looking forward to a really great discussion and meeting all of you. So thanks for coming.
And a couple of things that you might be interested in. I publish a newsletter every Tuesday called Tech Tempo Tuesday newsletter. If you just want to know the AI trends, and one of the topics that's close to my heart is ethics in AI, which people say is a hot topic, but I think it's a very humane topic that touches everybody at various levels. So I curate stories and trends that are happening in the world today. Sometimes I give book recommendations as well. So that's called Tech Tempo Tuesday newsletter. You can sign up on my website, technotsolutions.com. You can find all the details on Meetup as well. The next thing is I also host a radio show called The Workforce Show. It has a segment on AI. So you can subscribe on iTunes or SoundCloud, or if you're in our LinkedIn, tune into 97.6 FM. So those are some of the small commercials, but we have an amazing panel waiting today to discuss what I term explainable AI. That is one of the, again, trending topics, because most recently I was talking to a fintech CEO and he was like, I don't want to implement machine learning because I am actually answerable to the federal regulations around underwriting processes. And so things like explainable AI are so important because you need the machines to explain the decision tree that's used to give a decision, because at the end of a machine's decision is a human life. So this topic is so pertinent to us all, and I have these amazing hosts who have agreed to be a part of the panel. I will let them introduce themselves, but that's Malesh, Chris, and Greg.
Good evening. My name is Malesh Murughasan. I'm the founder and CEO of ABM. We are a boutique technology company that are focused specifically on AI and NLP technologies, right? So what we're able to do is to look at large unstructured documents, extract information from these documents, drive meaning from these documents, do a lot of stuff with these documents. So we are focused on in the federal space, so we do a ton of work for Navy, for HHS, for Department of Education, a couple of other federal agencies. So glad to be here and hoping to contribute as much as I can. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Chris Petrakis. I am a co-founder and COO of Celebrity Inc., which is the parent company of Cura AI, which is a wholly owned subsidiary LLC of Celebrity at the moment. And we are in the healthcare space, really attacking the precision medicine side of healthcare. There's about 7 billion people here on the planet. Each one of us is unique, and so we take a very patient-centric approach to medical treatment plans in a specific pharmaceutical space, and medical cannabis is where we're getting our focus in that industry.
Hi, I'm Gwen Sturdivant. I work as a data scientist at Milano, and it's a company that focuses on data analytics, software development, and project management, particularly for transportation industry. So we do a lot of work for the FAA, Amtrak, so try to make sure that you're safe when you fly. Oh yeah, and ride the train. But that lowered
Thank you. Panelists are awesome. So the way it runs today is that I have a few questions for the panelists, and after that I'll open the floor to everyone, and please make it as interactive as possible. Feel free to interrupt any question that's very interesting to you specifically, or if you have a particular use case that you want to talk about. So to kick it off, I want to start with the basics. What is explainable artificial intelligence, and is it needed? And it's so funny, I was at an event, I was one of the hosts of the event, and I heard a Georgetown professor say explainable AI is not practical. So he was very vocal about saying that it's not possible at all, and I was pretty taken aback. So I want you to explain what is explainable AI, and is it essential at all?
So let me, it's interesting, right? Because as humans, we make a lot of decisions that are not explainable, right? How many of us here have thought to themselves, oh, I have no idea why I did that, right? Or why I came up with that. But we somehow give a lot of credit to us that we think we are really good decision makers, right? And when we make a bad decision, we are very easily blamed on either peer pressure or other external influences. And if you think about, if you even take it internally, we would blame it on, it was an emotional decision that I made, so it's not, so it's not, my brain did not make the decision, my heart kind of made the decision, so it's okay, right? But now when you think about artificial intelligence, and if you look at brain making a decision, usually it's logically related to the, so when you make a decision logically, you always feel it's the right decision. But whereas when you make a decision with the heart, it's most times not very logical. It's just making it very emotional. Does that make sense so far, right? So now, if you think about artificial intelligence, we automatically assume AI is, not assume, it's actually true in a way, is an extension of to how our brain operates, right? So neural networks is based on how the neurons in our brain operate. So I think there's an expectation that a decision made by brain has to have logic, whereas a system that we create that imitates the brain has to also have logic to the decision that it's eventually made, right? So I think, to me, that's how I can kind of see how AI is explainable, right? So you should be able to, kind of make sense of why this decision was made at the very end of it, right? Is it needed? I honestly think it is needed. But it also, you have to also look at ramifications of each of those decisions, right? So do we need to explain every single decision that's being made? What's the outcome, the effect of the outcome to that decision that's being made, right? Yes, if you're putting resources, if you're spending money, if you're spending time in developing a system, obviously by training the system with multiple data, you would want to kind of understand why this came up with this decision. But I don't really think you'd have to have an explainable AI for every single scenario. I think you have to have it for majority of the scenarios, but there are some scenarios where you really don't need to have explainable AI. So that's my take on it.
That's great. For us in the healthcare space, we teach computers how to think as people, right? So we're training them to think of medicine and how molecularly chemicals change and formulate, and what effects does that have here, and then what effects does that cause down the chain. And so that decision tree mechanism of a solution, of a treatment plan for a specific patient, all of those different data sets which you mentioned, we capture out of EHRs, electronic health records, so we get a fuller picture of a patient. But all of those things are weighted, and so for us the challenge is, medicine is art. Everyone said, has always talked about the art of medicine, right? So for us, it's how do we train our algorithms to understand not only the science, which is all based in the science of the medicine, but also understand the uniqueness of the patient to where it becomes truly art. And so for us, it's in the validity of the data sets. A lot of the data sets that we need to employ do not exist. So we need to create some of those data sets and trainable data sets for ourselves. But I think for us, when we assist a physician with our CDSS, a clinical decision support system for a physician, and it's not, sort of that, push a button and here's all of a sudden this unique treatment plan for this patient, and the doctor's all confused. How the heck did they come up with that, right? It's no magic wand. It's really the results we give back to the physicians also explain the reason for that treatment plan. Well, we noticed 3 years ago in the patient's chart, they had a reaction to this particular pharmaceutical, and that maybe is a trigger or an indicator for why the algorithms and we think of it not just as a platform, but as a augmented intelligence system helping the physician make a decision, not telling them this is the decision and this is the best treatment. So for us, the explainable part is absolutely the result, and then explaining how we reach those results and some of the data sets that we learn.
Hi. So I think explainable AI, it's do we need it? And as is often the case in these kind of yes or no questions, the answer for me is both yes and no, right? For example, say you're gonna drive an autonomous vehicle, or not drive it, but be in an autonomous vehicle, and there's two. You have two choices. So the first one has been on the road heaps of times. You have an idea of the errors that it's been run lots and lots. And the other one, you just know the model and you know the equation and you can explain how it works. So which one would you choose? I would probably choose the one that's run a lot, right? I mean, it's just safer, it's run a lot. You don't know how it works, but it's run a lot. But, another example is Compass. I don't know how many of you have heard of the Compass model that judges use to decide if someone who is incarcerated should be, let out. And the question